Alrighty, let's go continue on this good old Yuri trip of St. Michael's, shall we? This was the first big event that we'd held since we started high school. The tea party. Maybe it was because she was still new to this, but the explanation given by the student who had been selected as chairperson was awkward and long-winded.
それでも一生懸命話をしているんだから、ちゃんと聞かなくちゃ。
Indeed. I listened closely while taking notes on the main points. But next to me, Mia-san was utterly lacking in enthusiasm, of course.
なんかデジャブだわ。この光景、いつも見ている気がするわ。もうお願いだからちゃんとしてよ。
I wanted to get on to her, but the chairperson was still talking, so there was no way I could interrupt her.
私からは以上です。ここから先は話し合いで決めていこうと思います。どなたか意見のある方はいらっしゃいませんか？
Silence. Now I couldn't say anything because of how quiet the room had gotten.
誰か意見はありませんか？
The chairperson looked troubled. Did anyone have anything to say? We weren't getting anywhere like this.
よろしいでしょうか？
はい、雪組の方ですね。発言どうぞ。
雪組の安住理沙です。昨年のお茶会での様子が書かれた候補誌とかないのでしょうか？
If we had those, we could use them for reference. That might help guide the conversation too.
それが毎年1年が独自に考えておもてなしをするのが決まりなので、前の学年の方たちがどんなことをしたのかは教えてもらえないことになっているのです。
Aw, man.
なるほど。1年生の通過儀礼みたいなものなのですね。わかりました。
So that meant we had to come up with something on our own, totally from scratch.
これはまた時間がかかりそうだわ。
After that, other thoughts and opinions trickled in, but ultimately no significant decisions were made, and that was essentially how the meeting ended. Not to mention Mia-san. Oh boy. Not only did she space out through the whole thing without offering any input, she actually capped the whole thing off by yawning.
ちょっとミヤさん、待って。
After the meeting ended, I hurried to catch Mia-san as she tried to go home.
何かしらリサさん、委員会はもう終わりでしょ？
その委員会のことよ。ミヤさんは不真面目すぎるわ。何の意見も言わないでただ座ってるだけ。しまいにはあくびまでして。
True.
だって仕方ないでしょ？本当に退屈だったんだから。無駄な時間を過ごしてしまったわ。これなら裏庭でお茶を飲んでいた方が。
Wow.
そんな、だって委員会なのよ。もっと真面目に。
だったらこんな不真面目な私は指名しなければよかったんじゃないかしら、リサさん。
それは。
My plan was looking like an utter failure.
とにかく今日は私なりにちゃんと役目を果たしたつもりよ。これ以上は望まないでほしいわ。
でも
I wanted to say something back but couldn't figure out how to respond. It was true that I was the one who had roped Mia-san into being my partner without her consent, but I was hoping once she'd been chosen that she would actually put some effort into it.
とにかく次からは真面目にやってよね、ミヤさん。
I turned around and left, not hearing any reply from her.
もう最初から前途多難だわ。
All I was left with mere major concerns about whether we could actually pull off the tea party at this rate. I don't know how that will go. And that dire prediction seemed to be coming true. Every day we assembled for our meetings and held discussions. But time and time again, no meaningful ideas were offered. Sadly. The conversations didn't seem to lead anywhere.
どなたか意見はありませんか？
Once again, the classroom sat in total silence.
私もずっと考えてはいるんだけれど、どうしてもいい意見が出せないのよね。
I never had any personal interest in tea parties, so I never actually attended one.
多分普通にお茶やお菓子を出してさあどうぞっていうのとは違うのよね。
True. Sorry about the long pause, I was trying to fix something. Homemade snacks were a particularly specialty of mine, so if those would suffice, I could provide as much as we needed. That really depends.
「そういう個人的なお茶会じゃないものね、きっと。会場のセッティングも時間がかかりそうだし。
The more I thought about it, the more I realized I had no idea of where to begin.
お茶会で使う食器だけでも発注しておいてはどうですか？
予算が決まっておりますので、食器は学校側で用意したものを使う予定です。
Well, I thought the private school can be rich at times.
じゃあ茶葉はどうでしょうか？せっかくですから最高級のものを取り寄せましょうよ。
I would love fancy stuff.
人によって好みの茶葉があるんじゃないでしょうか。何種類か用意した方が。それより会場に飾る花はどうしますか？
Every time it seemed like we were about to make some progress, it ended up like this. We still didn't have a solid plan for how to host the event. And of course, with... Oh man. I glanced at the seat next to me. Mia-san was clearly annoyed.
なんでこんな不毛な話し合いに自分が参加しないといけないのかしらとか思っているみたいね。
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure most people are like that at times, especially me.
ミヤさん。
Yup, she actually left. Holy crap. Oh boy, this is not gonna go end well. Without saying a word, Mia-san suddenly rose from her seat. All conversation in the room came to an abrupt halt and everyone's eyes were focused on her.
これ以上は時間の無駄ね。
Jeez.
ちょっとミヤさん、なんてことを。ミヤさん。
And with that said, she turned and left the room.
ミヤさん。
I wanted to chase after her but couldn't in front of the other astonished committee members.
うちのクラス委員が申し訳ありません。
Yeah. All I could do was apologize profusely.
もうミヤさんのバカ。
Ugh, she was the absolute worst. I can tell.
ちょっとミヤさん、昨日の委員会での態度は何なの？
It was pretty bad behavior, that's for sure. It was lunchtime. She had been absent from class since this morning, and I interrogated her the moment I found her. She drank tea from a teacup that she brought from who knows where, totally unconcerned with me. Alright, hold on a sec.
「なんなのよ、まったく悪びれずこの余裕。ん？でもあのティーカップ。
Must be an interesting teacup, that's for sure. It looked really expensive, actually. It looked really cute. Well, I can't see it though, but oh well. I wish I have a fancy tea set.
どこかメルヘンなデザインっていうか、目を奪われるっていうか、あれどこで売っているのかしら。
あらリサさん、随分と興味ありげに見つめているのね。
聞く。まずいわ。ひょっとしてミヤさんに私の可愛いものコレクション癖がバレてしまったんじゃ。
She could pretty much see everything.
お茶が飲みたいんでしょ？リサさんの分もすぐに用意するわね。
ありがとう。ってちかー。
Somehow she misunderstood my interest. I breathed a sigh of relief.
まったく、昨日はあの後大変だったんだから、私他の委員の皆さんに謝って。
I can tell.
あら、それは申し訳ないことをしたわね。ごめんなさい。
No, don't apologize to her, but apologize to the committee members as well.
もうその謝罪全然気持ちがこもってないんだけど。
It really is.
ミヤさんって都合が悪くなるとすぐだんまりなんだから。
I knew Mia-san couldn't care less as far as this tea party was concerned.
でももう少し協力してくれても。
何かしら、リサさん。
なんでもないわよ。今日も委員会あるけどちゃんと最後までいなさいよね。
Did I even hear what I was saying? I knew there was no way Mia-san would cooperate. Even if she would convince Mia to behave, she will never listen. No way Mia-san would cooperate. Right about now, she was probably thinking of ways to give me the slip so she could skip this afternoon's classes.
一応覚えておくわ。
一応じゃなくてしっかり覚えておいてちょうだい。
はいはい、わかったわ。
それと午後の授業もちゃんと出なさいね。
Well, I can... Of course.
一応覚えて。
そうじゃなくて確実に出てよね。なんだったら今から私と一緒に教室に。あら、
I don't know when it happened, but Mia-san had quietly slipped away. She even managed to pack up her tea set. What?
子供じゃないんだから教室には一人で行くわ。
Jeez, oh boy.
だからそれが信用できないのよ。
行くわよ。今すぐにではないけど。
ちょっとミヤさんってもういないし。
I let her get away again. She could beat a hasty retreat when she wanted to.
でも昨日の今日だし委員会だけでもちゃんと出てくれないと本当に困るわ。
Although rumors about the transfer student who bailed on the committee after not doing any work started going around, she would be the one who would be in trouble.
でも困ってるミヤさんなんて想像つかないけれど。ミヤさん、ここで何をしているの？
何って委員会室行くんでしょ。リサさんこそ妙な顔してどうかしたのかしら。
Making that odd face.
なんでもないわ。何よ妙な顔って。
I was actually surprised to see her there. After our final homeroom ended, I went into the hallway to find Mia-san waiting there.
てっきり今日はサボるものかと思い込んでいたわ。
Huh. She is actually listening that time. Interesting.
さあ早く行きましょうか、リサさん。
ええ、そうね。
I was surprised, beyond surprised. I couldn't believe she decided to mend her ways and start taking things seriously.
ないないない。それはないわよね。ミヤさんに限って。
So then, was this just one of her whims? At any rate, there weren't many days left until this vaguely defined tea party. I'd love it if we could finally put an end to the idle conversation today.
それでは昨日に引き続きお茶会についてですが、何か意見のある方いらっしゃいますか？
よろしいですか？
A cool voice resounded through the classroom.
ミヤさん？
Mia-san had her hand high in the air, if you could believe it. There was a nervous tension among the other committee members, remembering what had happened yesterday.
また文句を言って帰るつもりじゃないわよね。
I felt a knot in my stomach. Please just don't cause any trouble.
昨日は大変失礼しました。家で反省するとともにお茶会のプランをまとめてきましたので、これに目を通してもらってよろしいでしょうか？
ええ、わかりました。
The chairperson took the papers from Mia-san and handed them out to the rest of us.
これはなんてしっかりとしたプランなんでしょう。
I was shocked to see Mia-san apologize in front of everyone, and the plan she had worked up was even more astounding. Wow, that made up everything! Amazing!
これってまるで会社のプレゼン用の書類みたいじゃない。
It was a polished document that went into elaborate detail. The costs were all carefully broken down. She had even drawn up a diagram of the flow for the assembly hall.
これを見ながらあとは役割分担さえすればあっという間に準備ができそうだわ。
And the person who did all this in the space of just one day was Mia-san?
いかがでしょうか皆さん？
これなら完璧ですわ、ミヤさん。
これでしたらきっと3年のお姉様方に十分なおもてなしができますわ。
A round of applause erupted in approval of Mia-san's plan.
さすがですわ。1年で一番優秀と言われているミヤさんよね。昨日は驚きましたが、ずっとこれを考えていらっしゃったのね。
これを作るためにお先に帰られたのですね。
Finally, we had settled on a plan for the tea party. How had Mia-san been able to effortlessly put an end to the gridlock conversations? How had Mia-san I can't even word this. How had Mia-san been able to effortlessly put an end to the gridlock conversations we've been having up until yesterday?
すごいわ。
I was quite frankly impressed.
ミヤさん。
As soon as the meeting was over, Mia-san quickly gathered up her things to go home and left the classroom. I hurried after her. When I thought back on how I'd acted earlier today, I realized I might have been a little harsh. I had to own up to it.
あらリサさん、まだ何か？
今日のミヤさんのプラン、本当にすごかったわ。
え？
いろいろと考えてきてくれて本当にありがとう。
Mia-san seemed somehow taken aback by my words of gratitude. Oh yeah, normally when I was chasing after her, this is the part where I would start sermonizing. Mia-san, whose expression never seemed to change, looked a little disconcerted.
あなたにお礼を言われるほどのことではないわ。
そんなことないわ。本当にすごかったもの。
In total contrast to my excitement, Mia-san's response seemed like a sigh of frustration, like it was a bother to say.
私はこれ以上無意味な時間を過ごすのが嫌だったのよ。だから考えてきたのよ。
なるほどね。
This sort of thing was a breeze for Mia-san if she would just apply herself.
何はともあれ、ミヤさんも協力してくれたことだし、素敵なお茶会ができるといいわね。
I don't know. I guess I'll end it here shortly. But yeah, next part, we'll see how that will go. So like, comment, and subscribe, and see you later, I guess. Have a good one.